Life truly is a wild ride. One moment, everything might feel like it's in perfect harmony, and the next, things get thrown off track. You can be walking along, thinking everything is going according to plan, and suddenly, the ground shifts beneath your feet. And sometimes, that's exactly what life does. It takes you on unexpected journeys that you never saw coming. For many, the wild ride can feel like a series of constant twists, turns, and bumps, and it can leave you feeling disoriented or exhausted. But what if we started seeing these moments not as obstacles to avoid, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger? Imagine this: Johnny Depp, a man who has experienced a great deal of fame, public scrutiny, personal battles, and career challenges, still manages to show up every day with an inspiring message for his fans. And recently, he shared something truly uplifting. Johnny's message wasn't just about surviving the wild ride of life. It was about embracing it, finding strength in the chaos, and moving forward with a sense of hope and optimism. It's a reminder that no matter how unpredictable life is, we don't have to face it alone, and we don't have to be afraid of the journey. So, what can we learn from Johnny Depp's latest words? In a world where it's easy to become overwhelmed by everything that's out of our control, Johnny's words serve as a comforting reminder. The wild ride of life is what gives us stories, experiences, and lessons that shape who we are. And when we choose to embrace it, we can turn even the hardest moments into opportunities to find our inner strength. But let's break it down. The first thing Johnny emphasizes is embracing life's unpredictability. Life, in its purest form, is full of surprises. While many of us long for routine and certainty, life doesn't always cooperate. Things can shift without warning, and the events we didn't plan for often become the most significant turning points in our lives. These moments, whether they bring joy or sorrow, are a part of what makes the ride worth taking. And while it's tempting to resist change or to wish that things would stay the same, Johnny encourages us to shift our perspective. What if, instead of trying to control every aspect of life, we learned to trust the process? What if we stopped worrying so much about what comes next and focused instead on how we can adapt to whatever happens? Life's unpredictability isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. There's power in being open to the unknown. And sometimes, the biggest growth happens when we least expect it, in moments that feel chaotic or uncomfortable. Think back to a time in your own life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a job you didn't get or a relationship that ended unexpectedly. At first, those moments might have felt like failures, but in hindsight, they could have been the push you needed to go in a different direction. Perhaps you learned something valuable in that moment of uncertainty, about yourself, about others, or about the world around you. What if that moment, as painful as it was, became a pivotal part of your story? That's the essence of Johnny's message. Life doesn't have to be neat and tidy to be meaningful. Even the bumps along the way are part of the journey. The second lesson Johnny shares with us is the power of vulnerability. Now, this one can be a tough pill to swallow, especially in a world that often values strength and independence above all else. But Johnny, through his own struggles, has learned that vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a strength. Being vulnerable means being willing to show up, even when you're unsure, even when you're scared, and even when things don't look perfect. It means allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are, without pretending to have it all together. We all know how it feels to keep up appearances, to put on a brave face even when things aren't going well. But Johnny's message reminds us that it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to admit that you're struggling or that you don't know what the future holds. In fact, that kind of honesty and authenticity can create deeper connections with others. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you give others permission to do the same. And that's where real strength lies. There's power in showing up as your true self, flaws and all. It's not about perfection, it's about growth. And sometimes, being vulnerable means allowing yourself to fail, to learn from your mistakes, and to get back up again. After all, some of life's most profound lessons come from those moments of discomfort. It's not the easy days that teach us the most, it's the tough ones. And then, there's the most important message of all, moving forward with optimism. Life can get heavy at times. We all go through things that can make us question our own resilience. We've all had moments when we wondered if things would ever get better. But Johnny encourages us to believe in the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. No matter how dark the clouds may seem, there's always a chance for a new dawn. But here's the thing, optimism isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about choosing to focus on the potential for positive change, even in the face of adversity. It's about remembering that every difficult situation has an end point and that, with time, things can improve. Optimism doesn't mean things will always be perfect, it simply means that, despite the challenges, you believe in the possibility of better days ahead. It's easy to get caught up in the negativity of life, the bad news, the disappointments, the setbacks. But Johnny's message is a gentle reminder to keep moving forward, even when things feel overwhelming. Life might not always go the way you want it to, but that doesn't mean it won't get better. The key is to keep pushing forward, even when you don't see immediate results. Sometimes, it's just about taking one small step at a time. Let's talk about how we can apply Johnny's message in our own lives. The first step is to embrace the unpredictability of life. Instead of fighting against the changes that come your way, try to find peace in the unknown. Life's unpredictable moments are what make it interesting and full of possibility. Trust that, even when things don't go as planned, something good can come from it. The key is to keep your mind open and be willing to learn from every experience, no matter how unexpected it may be. The second step is embracing vulnerability. Stop pretending that you have everything under control, and start being honest with yourself and others. It's okay to ask for help when you need it, and it's okay to admit that things aren't perfect. The more you embrace your vulnerability, the more you'll be able to connect with others in a meaningful way. And the more you'll learn about yourself in the process. Finally, let's focus on optimism. Even when life feels overwhelming, remember that this moment will pass. Things might not always be easy, but they will get better. The key is to keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Progress doesn't always happen in giant leaps, it often happens quietly and steadily. So, keep going, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Your efforts are adding up, even if you can't see it right now. Johnny Depp's message is a powerful one. Life is a wild ride, but it's one that's worth taking. There will be twists, turns, and bumps along the way, but it's through those challenges that we learn, grow, and become the people we're meant to be. So, embrace the ride. Let go of the need to control everything. Be vulnerable. Move forward with hope. And remember, you've got this. So, take a moment to reflect on your own life. What's one thing you can do today to embrace life's unpredictability? What's one way you can practice vulnerability or move forward with optimism? Whatever it is, take that step. And know that, just like Johnny's message, you're not alone in this journey. Life is a wild ride, but with the right mindset, we can handle whatever comes our way. So let's buckle up and enjoy the ride.